Hi, this is VIP Primo here, and I'm talking to you today. And I have to say, for the GTA community today, that I'm actually getting scared. I'm getting disturbed. I'm having moments where I'm kind of wondering if this is the final crash for GTA. And the reason I'm doing that is because at this point, GTA is kind of off the rails. And why is it off the rails? Well, if you're any kind of racer in GTA, you will have come on the other day and put some of your cars in the last update. And if you raced around the track, you may not have been as fast as you were in the past. And the reason that is because there were things that they changed in this update that was supposed to fix some of the problems that we had with GTA in the past, which is the RE7B, for instance, could go up to like 183 miles per hour given the right track. There's a lot of different conditions that cause cars to be faster. So what they did was they removed a downforce modifier and a spoiler modifier that they had put on early in our GTA career to make the cars better handling, or have an option to be better handling. Now, even that was a screw up because there's some cars that don't even have an option to have any kind of spoiler on them. So, what about those people that have their benefits one way or the other? There were cars that really got left behind, like the Bravado Gauntlet, for instance, was a fast car, and then they took it out, and suddenly it wasn't as fast as it used to be. And with that came a lot of other little glitches and things that could be exploited in racing. So when they made this new update, they added a downforce multiplier, which made the cars that they added amazing. Any of the race car cars that came out were incredible. They could hug the road. They had great handling, great characteristics, and made them feel really like race cars. They weren't as fast as some of the fastest cars out there, but when it came to track speed, they were able to keep their speed in turns and all that. So in the last update, before the last update, they removed stancing, which was, what are you thinking? And after that update, they actually put stancing back and then removed the ability for these race cars to have a spoiler modifier and a downforce modifier. So with those two things taken away, the custom cars are now actually slower than the base vehicles. And I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. And it almost seemed like they wanted to do it that way because the base Elegy is so much faster than its 975,000 upgrade to an Elegy Custom Retro, which for me doesn't make any sense. Like, why am I spending more to get less? And even though they upped the speeds on them, we have to be honest with ourselves and say not everybody plays Route 68 all day and tries to go for some top speed, and they definitely don't put non-contact races on. So the reality is I want that handling modifier over a top speed modifier if I can grab it. Sure, top speed is going to be a big deal, but I got to have both in it. So now we're at this kind of spot where I don't think people realize what's going on, and I want to make sure that we get the word out, and especially let Rockstar know that this doesn't make any sense. I would rather have an RE7B that goes 180 miles per hour, and if you have to put it in its own class or do something with it, great, do something with it. But the Tyrus and the ETR1 are by no means groundbreaking vehicles. They are not vehicles that unbreak the class. They're not vehicles that make things completely unfair. The only car that's broken in the Supers class was the RE7B. That's it. So you made a change to the game that really only unbroke one car. And if you say, nobody's ever going to tell me that, the Banshee 900R is really fast, so therefore we have to change it for that. I'm sorry, it's not a competitive car. It's not going to be groundbreaking. It's not going to beat everybody in a race. In fact, nobody uses it anymore because, they'd rather fall back to a T20 than they would any other car because it's just not a competitive car. And it's nothing personal. It just is what it is. So I don't care if that vehicle has some sort of downforce breakage that makes the car a little bit faster than everybody else, unless we're sitting here talking about who's fastest on, like I said, Route 68. And that's just not the way things go. So you have to make noise to Rockstar to let them know that these are dumb changes, and they are. If you're going to spend all this money, and money does have a value in GTA, then we have to make that money have value, or it doesn't have any value. And I'm sorry, putting a livery on a car is not value, and slowing down the car is not value. So make those upgrades worth it for us. The second part of this, and this is the worst thing that I have, is I've had 3 tickets opened with Rockstar in the last month about game saves. The game's not saving, the game's not working. People are complaining, and it's not just me. The reason I'm complaining is because there's 6 other people that are telling me that they can't get on Rockstar because it says Rockstar services are unavailable. It's also doing it similar to the way it was in 2013, that our characters are not having, we can't have access to them, which is, you have it not, the one error that's happening is you don't have access to your secondary character. So if your secondary character is actually your primary character, you don't have access to it. So I don't know what's happening, but every time I send over a thing to Rockstar and I say this is a problem, their response is to tell me that I got to check my LAN setting, or that I need to reinstall the game. This is not an answer to a question. This is not you paying attention to the ticket that I sent out that said everybody I'm talking to doesn't have an ability to get online. It says Rockstar servers not available. That's not us. That's you. That's you not upgrading the server. So if you're lying to yourself and saying that there's something we're doing wrong on our end, then you're missing out on it. And if they're missing out on that, and it's going to come around, there's going to come a point when people get tired of playing. And that's not what we want. We have a good thing going here with GTA Online. I mean, obviously people are spending money on cash cards for a reason. And if they're losing that, I mean, I got refunded $600,000 from going online, not having the money saved, getting dumped out of line, and now I don't have the money. So now, I mean, I can't account for all the money that, I mean, we have a double points and double money weekend for stunt races. If I lose that money in a race or get disconnected back to single player, which has happened multiple times and randomly at that, there's no build up to it to let me know that there's a problem, that gets upsetting after a while, because Rockstar wanted to make money off of the value of money in game. So if I lose $100,000, it still equates to $1 of real money or something along that lines, and that to me is them basically stealing from me. So if you're going to set that precedence, it has to go both ways. So if you're having this problem, we have to let Rockstar know that we can't wait for some other update to get this done. We need to get these servers back up. We need to get them running. We need to get them working. We are okay with having more people, but you got to spend a little bit more money or something somewhere to make it so that our connectivity is here. And if that means saying, hey, I know we don't want to roll out an update right now, but the people are falling apart, in my opinion, I think they're trying to delay what is happening so that they can just get to the next update, and when they get to the next update, they can fix it while they're rolling out the Italia and all these other cars. You can't wait. You got to do it now, because people who are playing now don't see 3 months down the road or 6 months down the road. They just see, I can't play now, and there's a lot of other good games out there that they can play that will leave Rockstar behind. And that doesn't, I understand that doesn't impact Rockstar's pocket so much, but it does impact our kind of play that we're doing. And the less people want to play, the less people want to play with us. And like I said, this can grow. This can move on into GTA 6 or GTA 7, and we can go with this momentum. But it needs to show from their end that they're paying attention to these tickets. So if you're out there and you're having this problem, we need to let Rockstar know this is the way to do it. And the more I'm going to start communicating with them more to try to get an idea of saying, hey, I need to be able to send you something and have somebody pay attention to it. How do I do that so that we can not have a wasted communication with the problems? Because we're not calling whenever we have disconnects. We're calling when we're actually having problems on their side. So join me in that. Make sure you contact Rockstar Support for your problems. Make sure you make it clear of what you're doing, what system you're on, how things are going, and make it a consistent error, that it's not connectivity, that it's access to Rockstar saved accounts. I have no problem getting online. I just can't get it to save because your server won't save it. So, and I'm losing connectivity to second player. So make sure you make that clear to them of what the problem is. Make sure that we're just constantly reminding them to fix the game. I'm hoping you don't give up, and we need to keep making noise to people to say, you got to fix this racing thing. If that is just fixing the RE7B, let's just fix the RE7B. Let's stop doing stupid things like removing stancing or trying to unbreak the class. Just make good cars and have a lot of fun with it, and we'll be in a lot better experience, because right now nobody knows what the fastest cars are, and we're not spending money because of it, because we've got to know before we move forward. So good luck with your search, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any input, put them in the comments below. Have a great afternoon. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.